Hello, warriors. Welcome to the You Movement. I am B. This is part 2 of the video that I started this morning. If you didn't catch this morning's video called The Path of Self-Mastery or Path of Mastery to Manifestation. Whoa, there's so much happening. It's difficult keeping touch with everything. So I have made my way into the park. I hope that the construction that's way over there isn't going to be bothersome. I have my microphone on so that hopefully that is okay. I am booted out of my house at present because there is an inspection going on by the new owners. This morning we were talking about manifestation, and I wanted to continue this conversation because there's a lot more elements that people don't talk about. You know, there's lots of shiny new agers out there going, just buy my program for $19.97 or $99 or fucking $997. And I'm going to teach you how to manifest your dreams, your reality, change your thinking. If you change your thinking, then you're just going to make everything hunky-dory. And I go, ha, because it's funny to me now. It's very funny to me after going through Kundalini Awakening. Because there's additional elements at play that I want to talk about in today's video, or the second part video, which is about highest and greatest good. What is your highest and greatest good? People often, sit in meditation and send off some prayers and, please may this be my highest and greatest good. I want this to happen for me. I want my dream partnership. I want that house down by the river. Whatever it is, without realizing that what is in your highest and greatest good might be to go through some hard shit. Because it's in your highest and greatest good to get out of ego and into soul. And to get into soul requires the dissolving, the dissolution of your egoic structures that are firmly in place. So when we're sitting in prayer asking for specific things like, I would love to have a little Mini Cooper, please. That would be fantastic. That is still an egoic request. That might not be in my highest and greatest good. And so spirit, the divine manifestation, when we get our body, all our everything from part 1 in alignment. We've got our body healthy, functioning, posture, check out the body playlist. We've got our emotions, we're purging those, we're releasing those, we're not afraid of them anymore. So our emotional body is in alignment. We've got, I've got an emotions playlist, check that one out. And then we've got our mind reprogrammed, reparented, and everything's going on there good. And we've got our spiritual, yay. I'm trusting. I am trusting in the divine. I'm surrendering. Oh, catch. There it is. Surrendering into the divine means surrendering what you think is your highest and greatest good to the divine so that they provide you with your highest and greatest good. Now, would anybody ever want to go through dark night of the soul? No, I don't believe so. Would anybody ever want to manifest in ego death? How about some trauma releases? How about some of those? How about some repressed memories? No. Nobody wants to manifest any of those things because we've spent our entire lives repressing a large majority of those things. So, of course, we wouldn't want to manifest those things in. But they are for our highest and greatest good. Suffering, pain, emoting grief, experiencing anger, all of these things are in actuality for our highest and greatest good. So when we sit and we say, dear spirit, please manifest my greatest life, I want to be on my highest timeline, Spirit goes, oh, okay then. Okay, well, first you need to clear this. Now you need to pay off this karmic debt. Now you need to feel what suffering feels like so that you can stand into the role of, being in mission, because you're being called to speak up about certain truths. So you need to go through this whole suffering phase before you can be in this whole, bringing in my mission and my purpose phase. So highest and greatest good isn't what we think it is, because it requires the hero's journey, the long walk through the depths of hell, to purge ourselves free of all these energies that have been at play in our lives, bringing in all these experiences. And if you're on an accelerated awakening path, you could have felt like your entire life was just one gigantico clusterfuck after another. And so all of this stuff, what's in your highest and greatest good, is the healing path. And the healing path isn't pleasant. Healing is not sitting in a park and, sitting in lotus and going, yeah, that might be 5 minutes of your healing path. And I highly recommend it as a means to get out and get grounded and connect to nature and to simplify. It serves a function. But that imagery that we might have of what healing looks like, of standing in a wonderful tree pose in perfection, that's only the shell of what healing looks like. Beyond the shell, when we peel it back, we get gunk, we get uck, we get muck, we get yuck, we get snot flying out of our nose, we get vomiting happening because our bodies are purging, we get all kinds of rashes, we get headaches and dizziness and knee pain and chest pain and discomfort, irritability. We get it all. We get the whole gamut, because if we ask for our highest and greatest good, we are asking for everything that's not in our highest and greatest good to come to the surface and be released. And that's a difficult pill to swallow, okay? So to get to where we're going means going through all of this ick, okay? So I don't know if you know of Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey, but that's how you can look at it, is you set out with great intentions, and I'm all spiritual, I'm feeling all blissful, I'm full of hope, and I'm going to set off on my journey, and then I'm going to plummet down into the depths of hell. And as I've said along my awakening path, one of the best quotes that I've ever utilized repetitively through my awakening process has been Winston Churchill, who he said in reference to World War II, when in hell, keep walking. So every single day we get up and we keep going. We keep doing it. We keep plugging at it. It doesn't matter what it is. If you can get out walking, great. That's very much going to help you on the body realm. But keeping walking on a metaphorical or a spiritual level means getting up and breathing through it and feeling it and being in it. And it's not nice. It is not nice. But it's in your highest and greatest good for it to be out. Another great quote, it's hilarious. I'm going to go from great quotes of Winston Churchill to great quotes of Shrek. Better out than in, okay? And that is a truth that is 100% accurate. It is better out than in. So when we sit and we feel or we release the things that we need to release, and if that's vomiting or if that's diarrhea, if that's sweating, if that's a rash, that's our body better out than in. And with the emotions, the emotional realm, it's better to feel it fully, wallow in it, play in it. Oh, look at this muck. This is disgusting. I'm going to be in grief today like nobody's business. I am going to ace grief. masterclass. I'm going to do grief to the fullest. I'm going to be so overly dramatic grieving this that I'm going to win an Oscar. Is how much you need to commit to the processes of releasing. I am going to take this reprogramming as like a job. It is work. It is warrior work. You can't do it. You're full of shit. You're never going to be anything. You're this, you're that. And you're like, haha, I am the superhero in this story, and I'm not having that. I am going to trust in the divine. I am going to trust in myself. I am lovable. I am worthy. I am deserving. I am. And each time you're fighting and battling these things, it's bringing you into your highest and greatest good, because you are releasing all of the things that aren't. So there's number one hurdle. You cannot bypass to highest and greatest good no more than you can bypass to bliss. Okay? So if the mission is to move our energetic frequency up, that means letting go of all the energetics that are dense energy. So that means foods, habits, everything that is dense and stuck. That means releasing the dense emotions. That really means releasing the dense programming. You know, if you're calling yourself dense, that's definitely dense programming. So we need to release all these things, and in so doing, our vibrational frequency continues to get into a higher and higher and higher and higher vibration. And as we get into a higher vibration, that vibration is the vibration of authenticity, inner peace, harmony. It is not the vibration of false positivity. False positivity and authenticity are not the same vibration. Authenticity means I can take ownership and be in anger, be in this emotion. This is what I am today. I'm authentically me. I'm a bit of a mess today because I'm going through stress, and that's okay. I am what I am. I am where I am. I am vibrating at truth. So that vibrational frequency is very different than what a lot of people are putting out there, you know, and how much money are you spending to be told, you know, just think happy thoughts, or your vibrations, your vibes are going to be too low. Your vibes. Listen, my vibes are perfectly fine in my stressed out state, in my battling my depression, in my whatever it is that you're fighting, because that is true and that is authentic. So rumple up, crumple out, anything that feels like nonsense, that is in reference to, like, if I'm not happy, I am not going to manifest my life, because all that's going to do is manifest more karmic lessons for you, because you haven't learned the lesson yet, which is the lesson of authenticity. It means being humbled, brought back down into the awareness that your highest and greatest good is not actually up to you. Your highest and greatest good, while you can like put in requests for things, your highest and greatest good is in alignment with your soul's definition of what's good for you. So your interpretation of what is good for you and your soul's interpretation of what is the best for you could be totally different things. Okay, let's use me for example, because I'm great at using me. My ego thought, oh, it's in my highest and greatest good to keep this house because it's providing a home for these people, and because, you know, in doing that, I'm being, you know, I'm being so kind and caring and taking care of others and putting other people's needs ahead of my own. And I'm sinking, but, you know, I'm going to just pray and figure this out, because often along my journey, I have had the ego that says, oh, I know what spirit wants. I've got it figured out. It's because of this. I've got it figured out. And spirit is like humbling me time and time again to say, you don't have it figured out. You don't get to have it figured out. It's above my pay grade. What is in front of me is an unknown, and you need to get used to being in the unknown. And that is part of the process of surrendering into spirit and saying, okay, listen, I don't know what's in the highest and greatest good for me, but I want it. Okay, whatever you think is in the highest and greatest good for me, can you bring it to me? And I'm gonna take on with integrity, and I'm gonna take on take my punches where they need to be taken. I'm gonna take the hard lessons. You need me to be in grief today? Okay, I'm gonna be in grief. You need me to be in a complete clusterfuck situation that's triggering my anxiety to help my anxiety release? Okay, that's in my highest and greatest good too. You need me to experience this extremely stressful legal battle so that, it teaches me that I am not in control. Okay, yes, okay, great. I need these lessons. I need these lessons of not being in control and learning what it is to surrender so that I can be in my highest and greatest good as defined by spirit. So where I go, when I go, who I meet, what things I manifest I'm leaving it up to you to decide. I wave the white flag here, and I'm like, okay, you give me the green light, because when we are in the egoic idea of I can control everything, we make a lot of mistakes. And my life's path was to learn everything the hard way so I could sit in front of a camera and tell you what not to do. And one of the things that we need to not do as empaths is thinking that the highest and greatest good is helping other people to the point where we are robbing them of their own responsibility and their own karma. You cannot clear other people's karmic lessons for them, no matter how much you want to. So if you're like me and you have the capacity to see certain things, and you're like, if this keeps going in this direction, I know exactly where it's going to go. And then me being my egoic self is, I'm going to do everything in my power to stop it from going there, because I don't want it to go there. That looks like a tower moment. That looks like destruction. I knew for years, and I even told my ex, I'm like, we are officially on two different trains. At the present moment on time, our trains are moving in the same direction, but this is what's going to happen. I'm letting you know. That is what's coming. And it didn't matter that I warned him. It didn't matter that I tried to do everything in my power to prevent that from happening. The same with my house. I knew it was a sinking ship, but I'm like, I need to do this. I need to save these people. But in trying to save other people, I am blocking their highest and greatest good, which is to learn their own karmic lessons, which is a lesson of boundaries. And boundaries have been coming up a lot lately because, I want to rush in and save the day. And what I'm learning is that where is my responsibility and where is their responsibility? Where do I take ownership of things? Where do I begin and they begin? And what's in my highest and greatest good and what's in their highest and greatest good? And if we go back to the beginning of this video, what is in their highest and greatest good might mean to learn some hard lessons. Do we want to see our kids learn hard lessons? No, but they need to learn them. Otherwise, we deprive them of the experience of becoming self-actualized, of going through an awakening, of learning to become more compassionate, of figuring things out for themselves, of becoming independent. So the boundaries between highest and greatest good get blurry when we are in empath energy of like, I'm gonna fix everything, I'm gonna problem solve everything, I'm gonna save everything, and that's coming from ego. And so ego goes, right, I'm gonna keep making this situation happen and make it worse and more irritating and more irritable for you until you get to the point where you're like, okay, I got it. And still it will be the impulse to go back to old will pull you. And trust me, I know all about that. I'm still in the like old pull, and I'm like, no, I have to let my soul kids go and live their life for themselves. I have to let them learn some hard lessons for themselves. I cannot control everything the way that I want to. So we have a lot of energies coming up right now for us to look at and address. Things to do with survival, things to do with grounding. So leg issues. My right knee has been flaring a lot lately. IT bands, low back region, jittery energy coming through. We've got a lot of stuff coming through that's helping us purge out old ways of being, old ways of believing about manifesting our dream life, and learning to trust the divine, learning to trust that whatever is coming in the here and now is helping to prepare us for the next, whatever the next is. And so in this energy of shifting situations, of trying to bring in highest and greatest good, we are individuating ourselves from others so that we can learn healthier boundaries, but we are also in an energy of understanding what is in the highest and greatest good for the group may not be what's in the highest and greatest good for your ego. Your ego might want to play it out in a completely different way and be like, it didn't have to be like this. And that's what I've been doing all day today. My ego's been having a temper tantrum going, didn't have to be like this. It could have been so different. It could have been so different. If you just did not act like an asshole, then this could have been so different. If you just, picked up after yourself and did some things, that I wouldn't have been like so irritated. If you had like this, that, the other, then that, and if this timing of this situation and that situation was slightly different, and that my ego's having a full-blown temper tantrum because it didn't get to control the universe because I prayed for my highest and greatest good, which meant my ego doesn't get what my ego wants. Instead, my ego needs to be brought down into a place of being humble, into a place of being surrendered, and say, okay, you tell me, you orchestrate it, you divine time it, you do whatever's meant to be for everyone's highest and greatest good. Let me know, send me off like a sign what's happening. And then we start getting little synchronicities coming in to say, yes, Wink, you're on the right track. Yes, this is the right thing. That's, there's be little weird stuff that keep telling you, yes, you're on the right track. It's like, it doesn't feel like the right track because you're going against your ego, but you keep getting these little God winks, right? The little God winks, the 1111, or one, I always get like 1144. Or get certain words sent to me, or I see certain animals, or certain synchronicities. I'll say a sentence about something. The other day it was the word gather. We were talking about gathering, and then the next thing there's this whole thing about gathering, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. So yes, those synchronicities are to keep nudging you when your ego wants to pull you back into the old. And so highest and greatest good, you need to let go of what that looks like. Because what if what is for your highest and greatest good is something beyond your imagination? What if it's better than what you believe it could be? What if it's better? I kind of look at it a little bit like that game show, The Price is Right, where they'd show, this is door number 1, and you're like, yeah, I want the washing machine, that's so cool. And then this is door number 2, it's a trip holiday fully paid to Costa Rica. Yeah, I want that. I want number 2. Go number 2. And then, or you can have behind what's door number 3. And they're like, well, what is behind door number 3? And you don't get to know. You don't know. And so it becomes like, oh my God, trauma brain is like, oh my God, it's a can of Campbell's tomato soup. It's a can of Campbell's tomato soup, isn't it? That's what it is. And soul's like, door number 3. Pick door number 3. And then door number 3 opens, and it's like your dream micro house in the middle of a forest. Or it's a VW van with your ideal man traveling around, yes, I would rather have the belief that one of those things is possible for me than know that it's not with where I currently am. What if the belief that something better, something more magical, something miraculous is awaiting for you, but because your ego can't see what's behind door number 3, it's busy manifesting door number 1. And soul's like, oh, what are you doing? I thought you said you wanted what was in your highest and greatest good. So it's a little bit of like a mental game, like this simulation that we're in. It really is this just crazy game. And the more detached we become by it, the more able we are to learn to take risks and say, yeah, you know what? I am going to choose me. I am going to choose door number 3. I am going to suck it up when I get a day of grief or a day of ego having a temper tantrum or a sore knee or a nausea or a rash. I'm going to suck up whatever's happening to me because it's purifying me so that I can have door number 3. And imagine what it would feel like to have your wildest dreams, like things you can't even fathom, come true. Would that not feel a little bit like a new earth? Heaven on earth? Would that not make all the blood, sweat, and tears worth it? Would that not make all the losses worth it? Would that not make all the payouts of the karmic debt worth it? Oh, hell yes. Oh my God, hell yes. The stuff that I've seen, and I'm sure there's stuff I haven't seen. I want door number 3. I want all of that stuff. So I'm going to hold off and shake out the anxiety. I'm going to massage the knee. I'm going to, okay, keep giving it to me, because the deeper I dig, the deeper I go, the more I'm pulled back, the further I'm going to fly, the further I'm going to soar. So manifestation is not a simple process. It is a process that requires being in alignment with soul so that you can become in-souled. And then when you're in-souled and soul is driving you instead of you driving yourself the wrong way and the wrong way again, and I'm going to control this and leave it to me. It's like I seriously was like some crazy backseat driver to the universe going, well, if you'd done it like this, then you would have gotten there faster. Not knowing that there was like a giant pileup on that highway, or not knowing that if this happened, then XYZ could have happened, So we don't get to know all of the stuff. We don't. And that's okay. We have to have trust that this process that we are in is leading us somewhere, anywhere. And I'll be the first to let you know when I get there. And you're going to see, I know you're going to see, I already know. I have absolute 100% faith that when I release this house and I release the weight of carrying 3 extra adults all of a sudden my energy is going to go, it's going to skyrocket. Because that's a heavy, heavy load that I was carrying energetically. So if you're carrying a heavy load energetically, thinking you're going to manifest your dream life because your ego is going to like micromanage it, I'm here to be an example of why it doesn't work and what needs to happen for you to vibe high. So it will be very interesting to see in a couple of months. It's going to take a couple of months to get through this. You know, lots of purges going to happen in the next couple of months, and lots of stresses and lots of worries. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to handle each one like the warrior that I am. Each one of these is making me stronger, is making me more humble, is making me more educated, is making me more independent, is making me so. Each one of these things that is shitty is for my highest and greatest good, so that when I get out the other end, I'm going to be flying. I'm going to be levitating. That's my goal. I'm telling you, that is my goal. One day I will levitate. And I will keep letting go of everything that's not in my highest and greatest good until that day comes. So I think that's everything else I wanted to share. No, that's not, actually. I've been informed. We are also shifting energy from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, which I've talked a lot about. And that shift in energy is moving us away from me. So me and my manifestations into collective manifestation. So you might be fighting against something to save other people, but the collective energy requires them to go through their experiences so they too can have their vibrations raised. So when you're preventing somebody and trying to save somebody, it's not in the collective's best interest. It's right now, it's in the collective's best interest that people experience the same types of sufferings that have allowed and afforded you to awaken. So suffering is the pathway to the new earth. The old needs to crumble before we can rebuild. We cannot rebuild with the old still in place, and nor can we rebuild with the building blocks that built the old. Everything needs to be wiped clean and clear so that we can build into the new. And the process of that requires a certain degree of suffering. And so while we can empathize, we cannot save. The only person we can save is ourselves. So that is the final message on today's video, is save yourself. It's in your and everyone else's highest and greatest good. If you need help with that, because it is going to be a process of individuating from enmeshed and codependent situations, perhaps, please reach out and let's book a one-on-one and help you through this process. If you have any other questions about manifestation, about awakening, about anything at all, please feel free to drop me a comment and I can address that video coming up. And I look forward to working with you. I look forward to reading your comments. I look forward to meeting you in the Spiritual Warrior Support Group over on Facebook. And I also look forward to seeing you join us at our next Zoom meeting, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. DM me for details. Or send me off an email to justbebeing@gmail.com. That is the word just, the letter B, being@gmail.com. And I look forward to shaking it up and building the new for all of our highest and greatest goods. With that all said, peace. Peace in